What's up, guys? Thanks for tuning in. We are out here this morning trying to walk off that ridiculous amount of food that we ate yesterday at Thanksgiving, and also to show you guys a place that we've never been to before. When you're down here in South Florida, it's kind of hard to find a good spot to do any kind of hiking, but we found a spot down here near Jupiter, Florida. Called Riverbend Park. Miles and miles and miles of hiking trails, bike paths. So out here taking a walk this morning, taking advantage of some beautiful weather this morning, and show you guys this place. Definitely worth checking out if you're ever down around Jupiter, Palm Beach area. Definitely check it out. It's a beautiful spot back here.
And it's the whole trail is about 2.9 miles, so we're taking advantage of Dylan spending some time with his sister today and doing a little bit of a longer hike. They do have some smaller trails that branch off from the main trail though.
Right, so you could take those little small branch off trails and you know, spend a tremendous amount of time out here. So it's supposed to be some wildlife out here. We've heard some woodpeckers this morning, so we'll see what we find. So they do have little signs posted up as you're going around the trail to keep you headed the right direction. And the Riverbend Trail is the one that we're doing today. This trail runs back here along the Halpatiokee River. You get some beautiful scenery back this way. So we've been about 1.75 miles, and we've followed every sign that said Riverwalk Trail, and now we've come to a T in the road right here, and it says that we're on the Military Loop Trail. We have to go left to right. So you know, it's an adventure. We've never been out here before. Followed the trail markers and followed what all trails said. So looking at all trails, looks like we can hang a left right here. It'll take us back where we're supposed to be.
I mean, the sign does say Riverwalk Trail back from where we came from, but that looks like it'll just take us exactly where we just came from. So. And
we followed the Riverwalk Trail sign back further up the trail. So, not sure. We're gonna head this way though. That's what we were hearing earlier. And there are a lot of them out here. Man, these guys are just getting after it. Alright, we made it back around, back to the parking lot. Our 2.9 mile hike, so we thought, ended up being about 2.25 miles. We followed all the signs. I don't know. I mean, there was no signs that we missed, so not quite sure how we ended up cutting that much off of it.
But the good news is they have plenty of signs back there, so if you get turned around, they've got signs that point you to the exit, signs that, and we had good enough signal where we could pull up all trails and look at the, you know, make sure we were going the right direction.
Yeah, so I mean, even following the all trails directions still ended up being shorter than what it was supposed to be. So
and we didn't really see much wildlife, just the woodpeckers.
Yeah, not a lot. We did saw one deer, but it was just coming off a hill into the big tall grass, so couldn't get any footage of that, but there was a deer back there.
If you're looking for a hike with 0 elevation, that would be a good one for you.
Yeah, that's a fact. It is super flat, the trail's super wide. There is some bike traffic on it, so you need to just be aware of that. But you know,
it was pretty busy back here for a mid-morning.
Yeah, pretty heavily trafficked. You know, it is the day after Thanksgiving, so I'm sure a lot of people are off work trying to get out. Probably trying to do the same thing we're doing, walk off all that Thanksgiving dinner.
But since it took a little shorter than we were planning, there's another one. We're going to try to drive by and see if they have some parking available. It's called Blowing Rocks Nature Preserve, and it's not far from here, but due to COVID they do have limited parking available, and if you don't get in that parking spot, then you can't find additional parking and go in. Apparently that's what the reviews say online. So we're going to drive by since we're near and check it out.
Yep, so we'll cruise over there, and either way we'll show you guys what that place looks like. Even if we can't get in the parking lot, we'll still try to show you what it looks like.
So here it is. And the parking lot is very small. And very full. Alright. So that answers that question.
Yeah, it definitely does. So not a big parking area. Very, very small. This little section on A1A down at Jupiter Island is very narrow anyway, so there's not a lot of parking along the roads. No parking signs everywhere. Jupiter Island police on the side of the road back there, kind of making sure that everybody gets where they're supposed to go and parks where you're supposed to park. So looks like this is going to be a bust for today.
However, there is another spot that does have walking trails, and while we're not going to go there for the purpose of walking today, it's one of our go-to spots for playing disc golf.
Yep, so we're going to go to Halpatiokee Park, and we're just loading you guys down with all these places to walk down here around the Treasure Coast today. But you know, we're out. The disc golf course over there does tend to get really, really wet, and a couple holes kind of flood sometimes. Haven't had any rain in a while, so we're thinking about playing disc golf there this weekend. So we're going to go check it out and see if indeed it's dry enough to play. They also have mountain bike trails and hiking trails out there. We're not really going to do any hikes, but we will show you that park, and might be another good place to check out if you're just looking to get out. You know, around the Treasure Coast area, there's not a whole lot of places that are probably not going to have a lot of people there. It's a very busy area down here, so we're going to take this very scenic drive down Jupiter Island, which is pretty. It's a pretty impressive place. Some very, very large houses down here. But we're going to get off this island. We're going to head back toward Stuart and check out Halpatiokee Park, see if it's dried out. Alright, so coming here to Halpatiokee Park, kind of checked out the disc golf course. Pretty dry, still wet on a couple of holes, but probably dry enough to play, so we'll come out and check it out. But out here you have mountain bike trails, you have hiking trails, walking path, tennis courts, pickleball courts, softball fields, soccer fields.
Playground.
You've got playgrounds. I mean, there's a lot of options when it comes to this location here in Stuart, Halpatiokee Park. So, you know, if you're on the Treasure Coast, you're looking for something to do, want to get outside, get outdoors. You know, it's tough to do right now with COVID. You know, everywhere's got their own set of mandates and rules that you have to follow, but usually outdoor activities are pretty wide open. So there's 3 options that we gave you today that are really, really good on the Treasure Coast, and that's if you're anywhere from, you know, Vero all the way down to Palm Beach. You know, anywhere in through that area, this would be a good spot to come to because you have some options right here in this little local area.
Of course, you always have the beaches in this area as well.
Yep. So if you like beaches, this is about as good a spot as you're going to find for beaches. A lot of beach access, not super overcrowded, plenty of area to spread out. So it's also a wonderful spot for beaches. All right, well, we're going to wrap this one up. We appreciate you guys watching, catch you guys down the road.